If Jesus were here today, would he tackle racism? Or would he just spend all of his time making disciples? Because some have said, hey, I get it and it's important, but is it really that important that the church should spend this kind of time on this issue?
You know, I've read that question, and I tell you, I got fired up thinking about that question right there, because it's like, why would we think that Jesus did not do both?
Right. Yeah.
As he made disciples, he addressed cultural barriers. Yeah. My brother used referenced the woman at the well. You know, that began with Jesus had to go to Samaria. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He had to go to Samaria. And by the way, the disciples decided, they didn't decide. Somehow they found a way to go into town to get something to eat. Because for them, this was not the norm. Right. To talk with a woman and a Samaritan woman, that was taboo. And so Jesus took this opportunity not only to minister to this woman, but to teach his disciples, to make disciples. So they're not mutually exclusive, I think they both, you must hold them both together.
Absolutely. That's a great point. And even considering the fact that when Christ's disciples, to say, caught him in the act, if you will, they were shocked, like, oh my goodness, what are you? So that speaks to the fact that Christ was engaged in a culture where I guess we could even say that racism was prevalent. And so inevitably he had to be, and I believe if he was in this present day and age, he would absolutely. Of course, his main focus is souls, but anytime you're talking about souls, you're talking about cultures, you're talking about nationalities, all of it comes together. So you said it's so great, Derrick, that anytime you think about ministry, church, outreach, what have you, you have to consider all of the problems, or to better state, challenges that come with the territory, and racism is just one of them. So absolutely Christ would have to and be passionate about addressing racism.
And how do you disciple someone you don't know? I mean, how do you compel someone that you don't know anything about? Compelling, the art that we're all charged with is to convince men and women to follow Christ. And convincing someone that you know nothing about it's impossible. Right. And so absolutely he would address it, because it's part of discipleship.
Right.